Here we go. Episode 48, G's podcast. There he is, Harry Mays, Jason Martinez, little dinner time edition, Harry.
Yeah, man, coming to you live on a Thursday evening. 58 degrees it was today, Jason. I actually got out and walked a couple of holes of golf. I got 3 rounds in last week.
Wow.
It's just, I love this mild weather. It's just fantastic. This is the way winter is supposed to be in Pennsylvania.
This is the winter of Harry.
Yes,
you get 3 rounds in 1 week. That's bonus material.
Total bonus, absolutely. And I'm going to get more in next week apparently. But I just see now I'm wearing a green shirt, and you can see right through to my background, right through my body.
Oh, is that right? Let's see here. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit, Harry. Oh, I can. Yeah.
It picks up the green screen in the back if you wear a green shirt.
Yeah, you look like you have a massive tracheotomy and a V-neck, Harry.
Right.
Your head is floating, actually.
Interesting. Yes.
Enough with this green screen. Can you just get rid of the stupid green screen?
No.
Why? What's in the background there that you're covering up, Harry? Is there a dead buddy in there?
Well, I have to use this for the shit I do with Aton.
But this isn't Aton.
Yeah, I know.
I showed up.
No, but I don't need. See, this is what you don't need with all this. This is intrusive to me. The fact that everything is on video now.
Yeah.
Like I got into radio because it seemed like fun. You could wear whatever you wanted to wear. You didn't have to dress up. It didn't matter how you looked. Mm-hmm. You just went on, flipped on the switch, and it was your voice, and that was it. Now everything's on goddamn video. Yep. So you got to sort of clean up. And if I don't have this green screen, some douche is going to be focusing in on a book that I have on my shelf and blowing it up and saying, "Hey, look what's on your bookshelf."
Yeah,
I don't need that shit.
You have the art of war, Harry.
Yeah, exactly. Sun Tzu.
Yeah, it'll be some kind of issue then, and they'll try and cancel you, Harry.
Right.
You are not cancelable.
I don't think so. So.
You're not stupid with what you say either. You do have somewhat of a filter.
I do. I'm not on the No Filter Network.
We're going to get to him.
Yeah, I know.
Because on the No Filter Network, he had a proposal. We're going to get to that in a moment. Let's tell the people first about Som Sleep. You're watching this podcast now. We're getting closer to bedtime. Certainly not time to hit the rack yet. Evan's got a late game tonight, Har. 9:15 puck drop at ICYMI. Little varsity Ruston action against
I'll be watching the Sony Open at 9:15, drinking vodka.
I was going to send you a link to Live Barn to check in on the boy, on the lad.
It's funny you say that, though, because I'm going to a hockey game this weekend. You're never going to believe this. I'm glad you teed me up for this. You didn't even realize it. I'm going to the Reading Royals game on Saturday afternoon at 4:00 up in Reading. And it's not because of the hockey game. I'm going to leave immediately after the first period's over. Trust me. But my nephew is playing he's in a jazz band. He's in like junior high school, and he plays in a jazz band. He's the drummer. And they're actually going to be performing pregame in the concourse, I believe, and then during the period break between the first and second period. So as soon as his little set is over, I'm bolting for the door, coming home and watching football. But I will be at the Reading Royals game for 1 period.
Who are they playing, Harry? Do you know? Reading? I don't have that schedule memorized.
Well, I don't know the other teams in that league. Is it Adirondack? Is that a team in that league?
That is a team. Yes,
I think it might be Adirondack, but don't quote me on that.
Okay, I'll give you exactly who it is here as I bring up their schedule. So you're there this Saturday. Yeah, it's Adirondack.
Saturday. Yeah, Adirondack.
Puck drop.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. It's at 4:00.
4.
Yeah, the game's
I see
at
7
4.
here on the calendar. Harry.
Well, you're looking on the wrong fucking date.
Well,
it's
January
4:00.
15th.
It's 4:00.
Well, they may have moved it from the original printing of the schedule to a primetime matchup with the Adirondack squad.
No, because if this is prime time, I'm not going. Okay.
I did hear they have a heavy pour in that arena, though, Har.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. That's, of course, the Reading Royals are in the East Coast Hockey League, or how we call it in hockey parlance, the Coast.
The Coast?
Yeah, that's the Coast. That's like the step down from the AHL. Matter of fact, Flyers prospect Zaid Wisdom, I think third-round pick a couple of years ago, just got sent from the Phantoms, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, down to the Reading Royals. So you'll be able to see Zaid play coming up on Saturday.
Now, this actually says it's at 3 p.m. on Saturday, January 14th. The Friday game, they play Adirondack. That's a 7 o'clock game.
Okay.
Friday the 13th. You know that is Friday the 13th coming up?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's that hockey is a lot less structured, Harry.
Yeah.
But it's entertaining. It's a little crazy, a little all over the place. I mean, the players are good. Yeah. These are pro players, you know.
Didn't your boy Quick play for the Reading Royals way back in the day?
Exactly right. After playing at UMass Amherst. Harry.
That's right. See, I know a little bit about all this shit.
Yep. Made his way to the Los Angeles Kings and won a couple of cups along the way.
That's right.
Still kicking, too.
He was one of your favorite guys.
Still is. Love him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's a little shot at this point, though.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, especially the way he plays.
Now, Colin Berger, who is a very loyal listener to all the shows that I'm a part of, says that some say I have a face for radio, but I think you look like a true strapper.
Wow. Harry's available for a date on Saturday night to the Reading Royals game there, Colin, if you want to pick him up and drive him. He needs a driver.
No, my wife is driving.
Oh, yeah. I should have known.
Come on, man. You think I'm driving
setup
up
you
there?
got. Come on. Chauffeur, cook, maid, you name it.
Maid? No, we have a maid. She's actually
she makes enough money to have a maid.
She's Romanian, and then she brings a Ukrainian with her.
Is that right?
Yes.
Since the Ukraine war started, Harry, I found the Ukrainian women very attractive. Not because of the war, but just because I think the women of that region are very attractive.
It took the war for you to figure that out?
No, I wasn't exactly scouring Ukrainian women on the internet prior.
Well, see, you've never gone to gentlemen's clubs.
No, I have.
Oh, you have?
I just didn't ask what nationality they were.
I mean, come on, man.
I was there with a fistful of ones ready to go.
Oh, man.
All right, let's tell the people about Som Sleep. You're going to have to remain there for more than a period on Saturday, too, for the game.
No, I'm watching
I'm gonna
one
need a full
period.
record on Stick to Hockey Live Monday.
Watching his performance in between periods, and then I'm leaving because I got to go home and watch football. We got playoffs starting on Saturday. But if you're having trouble getting enough sleep at night, Som Sleep has you covered. The scientifically advanced Som Stack includes ingredients that are naturally found in your body, like GABA, magnesium, and melatonin. And sleep is, of course, the best form of recovery. It's helped N4L founder Colin Thompson take his game to the next level. It's quite simple. All you do is drink one serving just 30 minutes before bed, and your body will naturally calm itself down. Now, other sleep supplements, they might leave you groggy in the morning, but not Som Sleep. You're going to wake up feeling refreshed and ready to conquer the day. Make sure you check them out at getsom.com. That's GETSOM.com. Use the code JEEZ, JEEZ, for 10% off your order.
Nice. And you get some good sleep. Watch the football over the weekend. It's going to be an intriguing weekend. Harry, I want to, before we get kind of going here too, I want to tell people to leave us a 5-star rating and review.
Oh, yeah.
All right. That'll help grow the podcast. And let more people know about it. This is kind of a grassroots effort with this podcast.
Yeah.
We got a couple of reviews that came in over the past couple of weeks.
Really?
Am Christides says, you guys always had great chemistry together, and so far here you still do. 5-star review coming from that guy.
Appreciate that. Now, I think, like, once you have chemistry, I don't know that you lose it. Do you?
Yeah. Not in my experience.
Right. I mean,
as long as one guy doesn't get like, Mike and the Mad Dog, where one guy thinks he's the whole thing.
Yeah, that doesn't happen here. I've got the lowest ego you've ever seen of anybody in this business.
Yeah, mine's dropping by the day too, Harry.
Is it really?
Yeah. Even the micro doses aren't raising the ego like I had planned.
Oh, okay.
Scrapple Joe left us a 5-star rating and review and said, we got hockey action, yo. He said, great podcast, Philly sports, hockey talk, balls being busted, metal music. It's all here.
It's all here. Yeah.
Yes.
What is it? Mikey Delaney?
Mikey Delaney.
Yeah. Or is that Mickey? That's Mickey Delaney.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello,
Hi,
Mickey.
Jason. Hi, Harry.
Remember that guy?
What was his name?
Oh, Henry from Tampa.
Henry.
Yeah,
That's right.
it was great.
Egan hit me on an Eric from Trenton the other night in my ear during a Flyers broadcast, and I was like, wow, I haven't heard that in so long.
Wow.
And I almost forgot how to do the impersonation of Eric from Trenton.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I left the putter there for you, FanFest.
That's right.
Did you get the putter? I mean, Jesus.
Oh, so great.
Look at this. John Shelton messages in and says, love seeing the Mert breakdowns today on YouTube. Need a breakdown next time of the Line A Wrister.
Line A Wrister.
That was the one you were there for, Harry. I'm doing Baldy style breakdowns, Harry, of hockey.
Are you?
Flyers. Yeah.
So what do you call them? You have to have a hashtag and call them something catchy like the Baldy breakdowns.
Yeah. Oh, I just called it Mert's breakdown.
Oh.
It doesn't have the same ring as Baldy breakdowns.
No, you need some alliteration. You need a word that starts with M.
An M.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure that out. We'll have to get a think tank together.
Yeah.
Can we call Nahagian and get the big notepad in the conference room to figure this out?
God.
Yeah, but they're good. They're fun to do. And, I'm not doing it like Baldy where I'm just using my cell phone and videoing my computer.
Yeah.
I'm actually sharing the video technologically. So.
Oh, okay.
And Baldy's very grassroots like that.
Yeah.
That's
what I love about Baldy stuff, though, and it's always the way he did radio too. There's always this. It's like a big breath starts it. Do you ever notice that?
He's like a beluga whale surfacing for air, Harry. Right?
Yes.
That and the sipping of the coffee.
Oh
my God.
Classic. Absolutely classic.
I would want to crash my car like during a meat locker when he's eating the Wendy's with 2 chicken sandwiches as the bun. And burger in the middle.
Yes.
And sipping his coffee as loudly as possible.
He would get one of my looks whenever he did that. And I'm looking at him, and you know the way I'd sit in the chair, right?
One arm up.
I'd just give him that look, and he'd look at me and start laughing because he knew exactly what was.
That was the signal. Now, were you looking out of the top of the glasses there, Harry?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Whenever I would walk by the studio, I was working with Mike and you were at Bruno, you'd be there, one arm up like this, one on the phone. Right? And I'd walk by and you give it one of those, look out of the top of the lenses for the progressives.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to Bruno because he's been stag for many years. Now, Miss Robin's been obviously a huge part of his life. I think 15 years, Harry?
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's not just his girlfriend. Let's be honest here.
I mean, she's like
his keeper.
She's his caretaker.
Yes.
Is really what he is. It's almost like it's almost like Jill Biden is to Joe Biden.
Like with a leash in the whole thing?
I mean, like he can't go anywhere without her.
Like Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy.
Yes, that's a perfect one. Sharon!
He'd be walking around like when he came to YSV when I was working there, and Sharon brings him, and he's just like, and Sharon's like, Ozzy, come over here, Ozzy.
This way.
He's a helicopter. He's a maniac.
Going in the wrong door.
Yeah.
Up the wrong door. It's a closet.
Yeah. When I worked at WIP, the little programming office there at Tubala, like you walk back to this area and there was a supply closet on the right, the morning show office, Angelo's office right there. Then next to that was my office, and next to it was Andy Bloom's office or Tom Lee, whoever was PD. And outside of that was like a cubicle set up for Jill, who was our programming assistant. And one day we're just sitting there and just, whatever, working. And in walks Bill Campbell. Oh, baby.
Love that.
And he just walks in and he walks right into the supply closet. Jill turns around to me and goes, did Bill Campbell just go in there? I said, I think so. And like a minute later, he comes out, oh, that's not where I was going. Looking for the bathroom. I was like, what the hell is going on? How long was he in there?
What was he doing in there?
I don't know. There's no light. Like,
he didn't pee in the closet, did he?
He was looking. Oh, I probably did that.
Yeah, you probably would do that. Yeah.
He was looking for some paper mill as wipes, the big stacks of paper.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, baby. He was looking for the bathroom.
Yeah.
It was so bizarre. But Bruno, so on his No Filter Network on the show, I want to play this.
This was 2 Friday nights ago, I think.
Is that what it was?
Or was it last Friday night? I can't even keep it straight.
Well, they brought you in, so obviously you were in on the gag, right?
Yeah. He had texted me that like the day before, asking
Okay.
me if I would be available, like 2 days before.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm like, what time? Because I know he does this stuff in the evening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's a Friday. Like that's asking a lot for me to, be vertical, number
Yeah.
one,
Sober.
and be able to perform.
Mm-hmm.
And he said 7:00. And I said, okay, so that means you need me at 7. He goes, yes. And I said, for how long will you need me? And he said, about 20 minutes. So I'm like, done, no problem. I ended up being on for the whole 2 hours.
Of course you did.
Yeah. Well, because I
Couldn't say
felt
no.
bad. No,
Yeah.
but I felt bad because the other 2 guys that were supposed to be on with me, Andrew Siciliano from the NFL Network,
Yep.
and Tim Cates, who was his producer on Into the Night, who does stuff out in LA. He does a lot of UCLA stuff because he went to UCLA, and they had just played that day in football, I believe. I think they had a bowl game.
Okay.
And so he's on there doing the post game for this freaking football game. So he was compromised. Like he couldn't come on, but for only a couple of minutes, and he bolted. So I'm like, and then Siciliano's buying a freaking car while we're doing this. He's at some Prius dealership in suburban Los Angeles, buying an electric car before the end of the year, I guess to get some sort of tax break, probably.
Yeah.
And so he's like encumbered. I'm the only one devoting my full attention to this segment. And so then both of those guys, poof, they're gone. And I'm like, well, I can't leave.
Yeah, what am I going to do? Just leave him and Miss Robin here now?
I can't do that to him. So I stayed in for the full 2 hours. So by the end of the 2 hours, I had started getting a little inebriated.
Yeah. So you're having some good cocktails during the show.
I was low-key faded by the end of the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here it is. Here's Bruno and the proposal to Miss Robin. Let's make this as big as possible here. Let me remove the background here for a brief moment, Harry, so we can get the full scope. Here's Bruno proposing to Miss Robin on the program just a couple weeks ago, like Harry said.
I'm sorry, guys. I know we had some technical problems. I want Robin, can you please? Because I'm trying to run this thing here.
What do you mean?
We got some problems with the sound.
He's trying to pull one over on her.
This is a live show.
You're cutting in and out.
I got to go fix the other side here. Robin, you do this. I'll do that.
Tony, I don't hear anything wrong.
All over the studio.
See, look, it's all working, Tony.
Breaking news.
See, nothing was
Robin,
wrong.
You one of these for how many years now? 15 years.
He wanted to give her a bumpty bump.
Have I been giving Robin?
That's what he said. I've been giving you that for 15 years.
Now, Robin, I got something to say right now. I've been giving you one of those. Right
Still
now,
in
I want to
shtick.
give you one of these.
What are you doing?
How about the
Robin,
music?
will you marry me?
Now, she legit didn't know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Handshake.
And she is crumbled. This is a touching moment, Harry.
Yeah.
Hey, Robin, which button is for the applause?
That from the Prius dealership
It's
there,
the one
Harry?
up in the top left up there. Hit that one up in the top.
He's hitting drops.
That's something there,
I can't even. What?
But the fact that he goes, I've been giving you one of these.
Yeah. Everything is a drop. His whole life. Nothing. If he doesn't have that soundboard, he's lost.
Yeah, he's freaking out.
It's so funny.
Holy cow. That is, I saw that because you liked it and I saw it on my Twitter feed.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is awesome.
Yeah. So
she made him an honest man finally, Harry. He swore, I think, for years he wasn't going to get married again.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, all that she does for him.
I know.
Least he could do is
they're common law married anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If that's still a thing, I don't even know if that is a thing.
I'm sure it is.
When you're together, I forget how many years it is, but it used to become a common law marriage.
Yeah, I think it was like 10 years if you're with
10?
somebody.
Yeah,
because you can claim the taxes together and the whole thing.
Right.
But that's a touching moment from Bruno. I can't believe he did it and did it on the air too. Well, you was going to do it.
Well, of course, everything's on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing with those guys, with those lifer guys like Angelo. Like everything is on the air. Everything's on the show.
Everything's content.
Yep.
Now, is there going to be like a ceremony, Harry, and you're going to be like the best man?
I'm not going
the buckled best man, as they call it.
He should run away and do it as a elope. He should
hit
go
the
to
courthouse, hit the Dade County courthouse.
Go to Key West and just elope.
Hey, they should go for their after party at Shots and Giggles.
That's exactly right. because it's that time of year. The cold weather is here, although it's pretty mild here right now, but it's still wintertime, Jason. It's time to migrate to the southernmost city in the continental United States. That's Key West, Florida. And our friends over at Shots and Giggles have the go-to locals and want to be locals bar in Key West. It's behind Sloppy Joe's, nestled next to Tattoos and Scars Saloon, right off of Green Street. Shots and Giggles is known for its relaxed atmosphere, cold drinks, and always having a game on any of their 5 TVs. The owners, Steve and Hanya, have been based in Key West for over 18 years now, enjoying the sunshine and the small town feel. And even though Steve is from San Jose, California, you'll often see him around town sporting Eagles jerseys. He's an Eagles fan. Hanya's a diehard Washington Commanders fan from Annapolis, Maryland. And you'll also watch her. You know, she wears this I Hate Dallas t-shirt. So Eagles fans they'll be cool with her. So when you're down in the Keys this winter, stop by Shots and Giggles. Hang out with the awesome bartenders, grab a drink to go from the takeout window. How about that? Takeout drinks and watch some football at the southernmost NFC East bar, Shots and Giggles in Key West.
Beautiful. You'd be able to watch the playoffs there. So, Harry, they clinched the number 1 seed last week with that win.
Yeah.
And,
what a shit game. That was
a
shit game.
Yeah.
It really was. Week 18 blows.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with just extending the season. You're just delaying the shit games.
Well, see,
it's too many.
Hold on, though. If they only had 17 games, week 17 would be a shit show, too. Whatever the last week is sucks. Okay.
So just get to the playoffs.
But what I'm saying is, and the reason it sucks more now is because they've been loading in these divisional games in the final week of the season. They did it about, 5-6 years ago. They started to do that. And I think it's no good. Because
I agree with you.
So many
takes
teams
away the meaning.
Right. You have so many teams that are either already in or already out, and the game means nothing. So they don't want to play their quarterback or star players. And, the season ticket holders go to the link to see the Cowboys, let's say, or the Giants in a meaningful game. And, it's half the roster. It's like a preseason game. It sucks.
Yeah.
So get away from the division games on week 18. I think that will help things.
The division game should start after week 2. Everybody has a chance to knock off the rust and end by week 12.
By week 12?
Week 12 or 14. Just so they don't get into this period where things don't matter for a team or a team's trying to lose. Everybody's still kind of in the mix, in the division.
In the mix. Yeah,
because you're right. Like those games are the ones that everybody's looking forward to because that's the rivalry. I don't want any of those games to ever be meaningless.
Right. How about the fact that the Eagles have played the Cowboys twice, as they always do, and neither team had both of their starting quarterbacks were on the field. Dak missed the first one. It was Cooper Rush. And Jalen Hurts played in that one. Then no Jalen Hurts, a couple of weeks ago, and Dak played.
Yeah.
So now they're going to meet in the playoffs, most likely. I think Dallas is going to beat Tampa Bay, and then they're going to come to the link in the divisional round. Okay. How about that?
No, that'll be that. See, as much as we're bitching about meaningless games against division opponents, that'll be outrageous.
Well, that'll be great. Yeah. But I mean, obviously great.
It's Cowboy week. Cowboy Dave.
Yeah. Now you got to hope that Lane Johnson is good to go.
I think he's the biggest key here. I mean, obviously Hurts.
Hurts, but then him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the numbers of his individual under a microscope numbers are insane. Lane Johnson, like he's going to Hall of Fame.
I think so too. Yeah, I think you can make a case he's the best right tackle in the league
for a decade, though,
and has been. Yes, and he's drafted in 2013.
Yeah,
that was the year that Chip Kelly came here, and that was his first draft pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Second overall pick there, Harry.
He was I believe, third or fourth pick.
Third or fourth
in the draft. Yeah. The Eagles are 12-21 without Lane Johnson. They were 12-21 without Lane Johnson coming into that Saints game. So they're now 12-22.
Yeah.
12-22 with no Lane Johnson.
I think he's given up like 1 sack in 4 years or something.
It's crazy.
Like there's some crazy number.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how good he's been. I mean, the offensive line is going to be so key for them. I was listening to Johnny Marks and Ike Reese yesterday, and this guy calls in. and is like, fire the whole coaching staff. That game plan last week was shit. They stink. Gannon's an idiot. Blah, blah, blah. Get rid of them all. And I'm going, the team is 14-3.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, is that a troll call? Is that just a guy?
No,
Just,
but that's sports radio.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And the guy's going, he was saying that it's all Jalen Hurts. So Ike brought up the defense. And I mean, they set records in the NFL this year.
Mm-hmm.
Was Jalen Hurts responsible for that defense? I know people don't like a passive approach that doesn't blitz like crazy, like Jim Johnson or Buddy Ryan. But I saw a tweet from Reuben Frank that Jonathan Gannon's defense did something like 3 times already that Buddy Ryan's defense never did.
Yeah.
I have to bring it up here.
The key in the NFL is getting pressure with 4 guys.
Yeah,
if you can do that,
Yep.
then you can play defense.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, that's the goal. That's what every defensive coordinator is hoping to be able to do.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and they just want to kill these coaches. And I'm like, geez, these guys are great.
I'll tell you,
job.
I think both of these assistants are going to be gone. They're both interviewing for every opening, and at least one of them, possibly both of them, will be gone. Steichen and Gannon. I can guarantee you Steichen's going to get a gig.
Yeah.
He's going to get a job.
I mean, the guy that you can't afford to lose is that offensive line coach.
Oh, yeah. Stoutland?
Yeah, Jeff Stoutland. I mean, he's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are tweeting Reuben Frank going, hey, Rube, the Eagles had 8 games against teams over 500. And they went, and like the Eagles were 7-1 against winning teams with a winning record.
Yeah.
The best record since the Patriots went 7-1 in 2010 and matching the best since 2007 when the Patriots went 7-0. And there's only 16 games back then. But,
right.
I mean, geez, it's crazy that what these people, franchise record for wins and the whole thing. And it's
they lost to Washington too, who had a 500 record. They were 8-1.
Mm-hmm.
And then they lost Dallas and then the Saints, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dallas is the one with the actual winning record. And I'll tell you, Dallas Cowboy fans are very they might act tough right now. They are very scared of this Tampa game.
Yeah.
Very scared. And with the way Dak Prescott is throwing the ball to the other team, they have every reason to be.
All right, here's the one. A guy was questioning Rube about Gannon and going back and forth with him. And he said, Gannon's had more top 10 defenses in 2 years than Buddy Ryan had in 5 years with Reggie, Jerome, Seth, Andre, West, Eric Allen, etc. He said, cracks me up when people complain that the coach of a defense that had 70 sacks isn't aggressive enough. Mm-hmm. Who knows? It's idiotic. And then the guy said, there's no way that's a real stat. And Rube broke it down.
Yeah.
Buddy's defense is an 86, 17, 23rd, 27th, 8th, and then 12th. Gannon's defense is 10th and 3rd.
Yeah. But there was something about those players back then in the Kelly Green that you feared those guys. Like,
yeah, they were vicious.
Like they were just going to tear you up.
Yeah. Tear you up, spit you out. So,
exactly.
So you think they'll get the Cowboys?
Yeah, I think so.
And then they end up with who? San Francisco in the championship game.
Well, yeah, San Francisco would get Minnesota or the they wouldn't get the Giants. If the Giants win, the Giants would come here because they're seeded 6th. Mm-hmm. But I don't think the Giants win. I think everybody's on the Giants. That seems to be like the trendy underdog play of the week is the Giants are going to pull off the upset. I took Minnesota on the money line. In fact, I put together a 5-leg parlay.
Wow, you got a 5-bagger.
I put up on DraftKings the other day. It pays plus 1785.
Wow.
Okay. I took, where is it? I have it written down. I took the Chargers and I laid the 2 at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's another trendy underdog too. People all of a sudden are Jaguars fans. Minnesota on the money line at minus 165.
Okay.
The Bills, I'm laying 9. It's now 13 or 14.
And you got
because this was before Tua was absolutely out.
Mm-hmm.
And I laid the 9. I laid the 9.5 with the 49ers. I think that's 10 now. And I took Dallas on the money line at minus 145. The whole thing comes to plus 1788.
Wow.
Yeah.
You'll be a vet when you're at that Reading Royals game, Harry, and stopping by the pagoda to start toasting your wins.
Well,
up there in Reading.
No, the first game only starts on Saturday afternoon at like 4:00.
Yeah, your first leg of the parlay, you'll have a little action.
Yeah, but that won't be over till like 7:30.
Yeah. Well, you're staying for the whole game. I decided.
No, I'm not. No, I am not. There's no
No.
way. I wouldn't stay for the whole game at an NHL game.
No, you didn't. You saw Line A snipe and you were
Yeah,
out the
and
door.
I'm out. I can't.
I don't
I
even think
saw,
you turned the car off, Harry.
I saw what I needed to see. I'm out.
I've seen it enough.
I've seen it enough. You think I want to be sitting there in that traffic? Good
Yeah,
Lord.
exactly.
No way.
It's
Oh,
another
here's
good thing.
Joey B. Now look at this. Who has a better 5:00 shadow, Harry Mays or Frank Nobilo? That's a pretty. I think that's a push.
Yeah.
Frank Nobilo is a golf announcer. He's
Mhm.
former player from New Zealand, I believe. Pretty good player back in his day. He's got a great scruff. And then he asked this question. Now, this could be one of the dumbest questions ever.
Wow.
hot?
You're throwing
Who's
some
hotter?
shade there.
Amanda Balionis. She has a different name now. It's Amanda Renner. She got married. Or Paige Spiranak. That's Paige Spiranak will boat race Amanda Renner Balionis.
See, they're two different kind of looking girls, though. Balionis is more like the girl you'd take home. Paige Spiranak's the girl that you just get a
that's the girl
hotel
I'd
room
take
by the
home.
hour.
No, Paige Spiranak is the girl I'm taking home.
Is that right?
Yes. Did you see the outfit change that she did for the national championship game where she was wearing the TCU thing and then she had the cowboy hat on and then she put on the Georgia stuff? Oh, I think I watched that 10 times.
She's outrageous. She got into a thing with a guy because he was saying that you're more known for your cans basically than your golf swing. And she's like, thanks for breaking the news.
Yeah, she knows that.
Yeah, she's no fool.
Yes, I know Balionis.
She's from Lancaster, huh?
Yeah, she's a Lancaster native. Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's down there last weekend for one of Evan's games down in Lancaster.
Is that right?
Always like driving down there, Harry, because I like seeing the horse and buggies. It reminds me of like frontier America.
Really?
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Go to the Amish market every week here in Westtown.
Okay.
Load up on some good deviled eggs. They make great stuff. Always hit that.
Deviled eggs. What is that?
You don't like the deviled egg, Harry?
Well, that's like a hard boiled egg, right?
Yeah, and
it's
they
like
take the
red
yolk, and that's paprika.
Is that what that is?
Use your paprika, man. Yeah, it's good. I love them. And they slide down. I mean, I'll eat like a half dozen of them.
A half dozen eggs.
Yeah, and look,
dude,
out,
that's
man.
not good for you.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I mean, come on.
Eggs are a good source of protein.
Yeah.
Have you been seeing what's going on with the Flyers here lately, Harry?
No, I have not.
That's an outrage.
Yeah.
TK with a Hattie last night, Harry. Lost
against the Capitals.
Yeah, and Caps have won 7 straight, 12-3-3 since December 1st.
Yeah,
and they went out and beat them 5-3 last night. Ovechkin held off the board. Hart made a great save on a 2-zone breakaway by Ovi.
Oh yeah,
and all of a sudden they've won 6 of 7 games.
Well, now they're screwing it all up.
That's what people say.
Well, I mean, you got to try to do your best to get Bedard here.
Tank hard for Bedard?
Yes, tank hard for Bedard. I mean, I've heard from some other guys, not just you, that this guy is freaking unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. He's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the water is going to find its high level anyway at the end of the season. This is a run within a season and a good period for them. They're playing well. The coaches really got them going and the structure's there and all that. And they're getting scoring now. But the fact still remains is they lack talent. They're going to be trading guys at the deadline. So they're going to be depleting their roster even further. So they're going to find their mark. They're not going to be the worst team in the league. They were never going to be.
And that's hard to be the worst. I mean, you got to be really bad.
Yeah. I mean, the other night I looked at Anaheim's schedule or their standings. They had played 38 games. They won 4 games in regulation.
Wow.
Imagine sucking that bad.
Wow. And who else is bad? The Blackhawks and Phoenix.
Yep, they're the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arizona. You go Phoenix. That's old school, Harry.
Yeah. How about, speaking of bad teams, the Houston Texans last Sunday?
Oh, my God. What a mess.
I mean, they fucked it all up. Okay. They need a quarterback. Okay. And they go and win the game. And Lovie Smith, I think, did this intentionally because he knew he was getting fired. And I don't blame him. And, half of me is like, yeah, stick it to him. Like, they bring you in there for the 1 year. You have no talent. And give Lovey credit. Those guys played hard. I saw a lot of them on the red zone during the season.
Yep.
And they would play hard in every game. And you got to credit the coach for that.
Yep.
So he got screwed. This is 2 years in a row now. They've brought a guy in and fired him after 1 year. It's an awful organization. Okay. So I think he intentionally, because he went for 2. Not only did they get the sort of the miracle touchdown at the end, this stupid Indianapolis Colts safety or cornerback, whoever it was, puts his hands up. The ball goes right between his hands into the arms of the receiver for the Texans in the end zone, touchdown. And Lovey's like, we're going for 2. We're going for the win, man. And they got it. And now they screwed up the number 1 pick. They got to pick second behind the Bears, who are going to hold everybody ransom because people want to jump up there and get Bryce Young or, whoever it is. But now the Texans are sitting there in number 2. I mean,
and he got fired.
Yeah, immediately after the game. I think he knew it anyway because he had met with the ownership, I think, the day before.
Prior. Yeah.
And I think he knew what was coming. And that's why he did it.
In your keister. And that's why the players played hard, played their ass off for him in that game too. Because I got news for you. Coaches and players don't give a shit about your draft position.
No, they don't.
They're just looking at that guy as a guy that's a higher pedigree player to take a job.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
you think Davis Mills gives a shit whether you're going to go get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud? He's like, that guy's going to come in here and take my job.
Yeah. I'm going to be on the I'm going to be at the unemployment office because of this guy.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to suck for him.
Mm-hmm.
Players don't think that way.
No,
if they plug in a scoreboard and these guys are competitors, they want to win the game.
In fact, I want you to ask Tortorella post game after their next win about tanking for Bedard, and aren't you screwing this all up for the franchise?
I'm not asking
and
that question.
He'll punch you in the face.
Me. Yeah,
yes,
I'm not doing that.
Can't you get one of these donkey guys to do it?
Oh man, he is tough on a few guys. Somebody had messaged me that he was pretty terse with a female reporter, and that people were saying, he's because they're female. And I go, have you listened to the press conferences? It doesn't matter if you're female. You ask a bad question, he lets you know.
Right.
Sam Carchidi gets eviscerated by the dude. Sam goes on this diatribe yesterday in the presser. Torch, you've been in the league a long time. You were assistant coach when Gretzky was in the league. Which player is harder to defend, Gretzky or Ovechkin? And Torch gave him a look like he just ate a bad taco and goes, Sam, ask me about my team. I don't care. I just turned away.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. And there's this kid, like a young kid there trying to cut his teeth and keeps asking these questions. And Torch is like, I don't know what you're asking. Right. It's like, it's ridiculous. He's like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but Jesus, what are you asking me?
Yeah. Torch has a good beard.
He does.
He's got good facial hair.
You know what he rocks, Har?
What's that?
I think you could pull off if you wore a suit more often, is the sweater with the suit.
Oh yeah.
And the jacket on top. Torch is a big sweater man.
Okay, like a nice cashmere sweater.
Yeah, with a slight V-neck so you can see the tie knot. V-neck,
see the tie knot. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, he's been great though. I had him on to tape an interview last week, and he gets on like my Zoom thing on here on StreamYard, and he goes, "Am I on camera?" And I go, "No, you're not on camera. We're just using audio." But I said, "But you look great." And he goes, "Fuck you."
No way.
Yeah. He's always breaking my balls. He's great.
That's great. That's great.
Guy drives like a Ford pickup truck,
He does?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Full king cab hair. Yeah. He's great. I'm really enjoying covering him. I was a fan of his for a long time. So,
well, you and I both were very supportive of, when you knew they were going to be getting a new coach, that he be the guy.
Yeah. We mentioned him right away. Like
exactly.
The day after AV got zipped.
Right.
Like Torts, that's the guy. We didn't know Trotz was going to come available, but how that all played out. Let's tell the people before we get to one more topic here on the show, Harry, about Wealth Advisory Services.
Yeah, Wealth Advisory Services. If you don't know them, you should. Paul, Dave, and the entire team have over 100 years of first-class service working with all different levels of investors across the country. And there's something more powerful than luck or just coincidence that will help bring financial independence. It's called planning. And as professionals dedicated to continuing education and a high standard of ethics, they leave nothing to chance. Wealth Advisory Services coordinate with other trusted pros to ensure seamless management of your assets with services that range from portfolio management, insurance, tax, estate, retirement planning, and beyond. Located in Bucks County, PA, and Cape May, New Jersey, wealthadvisoryservices.com, a personalized approach to managing your wealth.
Now, Harry, we lost one of the great guitar players over the past couple of days. I know that I see Joey B mentioned it here on our thing. Jeff Beck passed away.
Yeah.
What was he?
78, I believe.
78 years of age. Yeah, Joey B says, rest in peace, Jeff Beck. Now, I was never a big Jeff Beck fan. It just never resonated. I recognize how great of a musician he was and innovator, and nobody kind of played the instrument like he did, but it never resonated with me for some reason.
I'm the same. And it's like, first of all, his stuff was very rarely on the radio. He didn't have hits. You know, I mean, Ain't Superstitious might be the song that I may have heard the most. That Ain't Superstitious, where he uses that wah wah. You know, it's a very, and Rod Stewart is on the vocal.
Yep.
But I'm the same with you. Like, everybody kept on, you know, all these people talk, oh, Jeff Beck, man, he's the greatest. And I'm just like, okay, but why don't I hear his music? You know, like, if I have to go seek you out like that, I'm just not interested.
Yeah.
Like, it's sort of like Zappa to me. Like, Zappa has a lot of respect, and was a brilliant guitar player and just a brilliant guy. But like his stuff was never on the radio, and I never bought a record, and it was a very different stuff. You had to get Zappa. I never really kind of got Zappa. I never got Jeff Beck either.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Maybe I'll give a listen to one of the first two albums. Gene Simmons put out a tweet yesterday, you know, saying rest in peace and so forth. And he said, you know, if you're into music, go get your hands on the first two Jeff Beck records, and you'll know what greatness sounds like. Something like that was his tweet. So maybe I'll check out some of the first two records. Yeah,
I mean, there's some bands that I really like now that I didn't get right away, and it took a little time to crack the code.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Right. Where like I first hear it and I go, I don't know, it's not hitting me. And then it's like TV shows. Like some TV shows you watch, you hear how great they are, and then all of a sudden it becomes one of your favorite shows of all time. Right. I'd never spent enough time on Jeff Beck to do that. But like, you know, I was more interested in guys like Eddie Van Halen and Jimmy Page, because I heard their music on the radio, and I didn't hear, like you said, I didn't hear Jeff Beck. I heard Hendrix.
Yeah, I would have had to work too hard as a kid to go find Jeff Beck.
Yeah.
You know, but like I saw this yesterday.
Musician is what he is.
Yes, exactly. And people get ready. Joey B points out the Rod Stewart song. I remember the video. I think they weren't. You saw Jeff Beck playing, and he played with his fingers. He didn't use a pick. I don't think he was one of those finger guys. Yeah, on a Fender Strat. You always saw him with a Fender Stratocaster. But that is a good song, and it's a pretty cool lead guitar in that one. But somebody put this on Twitter that the Rolling Stones need a bassist and a drummer. And then they had a picture of Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, the two surviving Beatles. Wow. Would that be the coolest fucking thing if they did a limited tour where McCartney and Ringo joined those three guys on stage?
The Rolling Beatles, like it would be like a super group.
Wouldn't that be unbelievable? I never even thought about it. Like, I can't believe I didn't think of this.
Yeah, they could do each other's catalog.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, they could do 80 songs and you know every one by heart. But, you know, get 20, 25 great songs, couple from each, and go to town. It would be, I mean, they could name their price. They could name their price for a ticket.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to probably bring in another guitar player to go along with Keith Richards, because a lot of those Beatles ones are pretty intricate with, you know, because you had George Harrison and
you got Ronnie Wood there too. You got Ronnie Wood. You know?
Yeah. Pull it. I think that'd be amazing. I'd love to see some kind of conglomeration.
Wouldn't that be great?
Of those two. I mean, that would be like Legends Night. I mean, I've never seen anybody from the Beatles live. I never saw McCartney solo or Ringo or George Harrison.
I'm kicking myself for never going to see Ringo Starr's All-Star Band when they'd come around in the summertime, like the Mann Music Center, because Joe Walsh played in that for many years. And you look at the collection of musicians that played in that, it's pretty steep, man.
Yeah. That's some high class stuff there. Joey B goes, love how Harry and Mert light up when they talk music. Yeah, we would have rather done that 4 hours a day when we were doing the radio.
Dude, I wanted to be Ray Koob. Are you kidding me? Like I'm aspiring to be Ray Koob.
We instead of doing the rant line, whatever we called that thing, what was that thing
Oh.
called?
I forget.
Instead of doing that at one, Harry,
What's
we
your
could have done an
beef? What's your beef?
That was you and Rob. Yeah. But we could have done an album side.
Yeah, right.
Could have given you
No
Led
kidding.
Zeppelin 1 side A.
Right. Yeah, you know the guy that I love is I'm going to forget his name, but the guy on Sirius XM with the deep voice used to be on MMR. In the deep tracks. He does deep tracks. He does out the deep cuts. Just in fantastic voice. Why can't I remember his name?
Yeah, I can't remember it either.
You can't either. But he's awesome. And he does a head trip thing where he puts together, 5, 6, 7 songs in a row, and there's all like a common thread, a common theme to it. Earl Bailey.
Earl Bailey, yes.
Yeah, I didn't even
There's
have
a
to
lot of
look it up.
specialty shows back in the day.
Yes. That guy is amazing.
Yeah, and the knowledge that he talks about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is great. Like stuff that you go, man, you probably played that song 100 times and you're telling me something I never heard about somebody that I've read and watched a shitload about.
Right. Yeah. Really cool.
You sent me this thing today, a tweet from, let me see who it was from here.
Oh, Riled Up. That was it. The Riled Up line.
The Riled Up line,
Colin
yes.
Berger. Nice job. Yes.
Let's take a live call, huh?
Yeah.
Let's so you sent me this tweet from the Rock and Roll Garage that 54 years ago today, Led Zeppelin 1 came out on January 12th, 1969, their self-titled debut.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
54 years ago.
54 years ago. I was, 3.5 years old, whatever it is. And then I thought, well, that came out in January of 69. I know that the Zoso album, some call it Led Zeppelin 4, came out in 1971. So I looked up the date. It was like November 8th or something, 1971. So you think about it, in less than 3 years time, they put out those first 4 albums, which you could make a case are the best string of 4 albums ever by any band.
Yeah,
think about it. 1 and 2 were
5
incredible.
Houses of the Holy, not bad.
Yeah, right. Houses of the Holy, and then Physical Graffiti after that. But man,
Harry, they put out that original album on this date in 69. They also put out Led Zeppelin 2 on October 22nd of 69.
Right. Yeah. Less than a year later. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they put out Led Zeppelin 3 in October of 1970. So like a year later. And then November, 13 months later, they put out their seminal record, Led Zeppelin 4. And of course, obviously Stairway to Heaven, all the great songs on there. I mean, prolific and unbelievable recordings and songwriting and everything. I was talking to my daughter today and we were listening to Dark Side of the Moon and she was asking me questions about it. And I said, the thing you got to realize when you listen to this is every like note or change or arrangement you hear all was thought about. Like, and probably argued over with that group.
Yeah.
Like that's what went into that music. It's not this auto-tune crap that's out now, Harry.
Right. I did the Rick Beato, What Makes This Song Great on Roundabout by Yes the other day. Man, was that awesome.
Talk about some great musicians.
Oh, when he drops, just plays like the guitar track or the bass track, it's amazing.
Yeah, he
really
solos
amazing.
it out and naked them, and they're unbelievable. Even vocal tracks, it's like, oh my God, so scary.
So great. Now I got to ask you, unless you got more music stuff, because this other thing came up. Did you see the Dana White video of him slapping his wife at a New Year's Eve party or something? Yeah. UFC President Dana White, TMZ published the video on January the 2nd of White slapping his wife Ann at a New Year's Eve party down in Mexico. She hits him first, and then he whacks her, I think, twice. Reprehensible. Okay. He's exposed himself for being a total ass. Okay.
Yeah. Classic.
A bad guy. But he has a slap fight league that was supposed to debut on January the 11th. Slap fighting.
Why are we doing this?
Have you heard about this?
No, who's into this?
It's called Power Slap League. The Power Slap League, backed by White, licensed by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, features competitors from all over the globe. And according to their websites, competitors will battle on the ultimate stage to showcase their power, technique, and resolve. The first season has 8 one-hour episodes. They were going to debut it on the 11th, but they pushed it off because of this video that came out of Dana actually slapping his wife. So they delayed it a week. It's going to debut on the 18th. The rules of the competition are straightforward. It says 2 fighters alternate between being the striker and the defender. The striker gets 30 seconds to wind up and slap the shit out of their opponent, who holds a power slapstick behind their back with both arms, exposing their face.
Oh, my God.
The fighters who are knocked down are given a 10 count from the ref to rise to their feet. And if neither fighter is knocked out after a specific number of rounds, Power Slap offers 3 and 5 round events. Then the bout is settled by judges who analyze the event using a 10-point system.
See, you can slap a guy, but if you get enough of the head, like you can slap and come across, or you can slap and knock somebody out.
Right.
Well, it's just like a punch because you can use the heel of your hand in there as well.
Exactly. And the thing that makes this so dangerous, they say, is because nobody can defend themselves. Like if you're
behind their back.
Right. If you're in there boxing or a UFC, at least you're able to defend yourself to a certain degree. And it says,
this is stupid.
I think so too. I will never watch this. I don't watch UFC either.
Yeah, people probably thought the UFC was stupid though, and that's a huge thing.
I know.
We're gonna be able to bet on this, Harry?
Probably. Who's competing in this league? They're going to feature a ragtag group of unknown athletes with eyebrow-raising names and scattered backstories. Military veteran Jesse Nutting and Wesley All the Smoke Drain are 2 competitors that they have listed on their website.
These guys are training now 24 hours a day, Harry, for a slap fight.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I will not watch.
Yeah, I'm out.
But
see, that's the good thing about our world today is there's enough other stupid shit I can watch and not have to watch Dana White's slap fighting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on.
Jeez, that is stupid. That is unbelievable.
Idiotic. You know, and he's not going to have to, give up the control of the league. Like, he's not getting canceled for doing this. He admitted that it was a horrible thing. Like, he took ownership of it. I saw the other day, and that, great. But, like, half of me, I'm such a cynic when it comes to promotion. Half of me thinks he did it on purpose.
Yeah, and it leaked on purpose.
Right.
To do exactly what just happened here.
Exactly.
For us fucking, to talk about it.
Right.
God damn it, we fell for it again.
Martin Roach says, this is actually great. Who would you like to slap? 610.
Who would you like to slap? 610. Oh my God. There's a lot of people I'd like to slap. Start with Paige Spearneck, Harry.
Oh, no, I would not slap her. Unless she asked me.
Not in the face.
Unless she asked me to. Maybe she's into
sloppy
that.
cans.
Oh, they're not sloppy.
No.
Are you kidding?
You unfurl those things, they couldn't get sloppy.
Oh.
About 10 years and a couple of kids feeding on those yam bags could.
Oh, Jesus.
Yam bag. Let's tell the people about Fudge Kitchen, Harry. I'm sure they want to follow up that segment.
Oh, the official sponsor of Not For Long Media and the Odgies podcast, the original Fudge Kitchen, a staple of the Jersey Shore, 6 locations, Cape May, Wildwood, Stone Harbor, and Ocean City. The original Fudge Kitchen, they make all their fudge and sweet treats right in the store, guaranteeing a delicious product. You got to stop by and let them know that N4L sent you. But if you're not able to visit in person, no problem. They ship across the country. Be sure to check them out at fudgekitchens.com. Of course, Valentine's Day, not far along. Great gift idea. The original Fudge Kitchen, shipping fudge and sweet treats across the country.
Little taste of summer. Colin says, how about the PGA Tour Netflix documentary series that's coming out, made by the same people that got me into F1, Harry, Drive to Survive?
Yeah, it's starting in mid-February, I think. The first episode comes out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'd be very interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to know if there's some cool personalities and petty rival, all that
Yeah.
stuff behind the scenes. It could grow the sport like it did for Formula One.
Yeah. I mean,
Well-
I know a lot about the tour, obviously, but I'm hoping to learn stuff from this. I'm hoping they do exactly what you just said.
Here's
Kind
the
of really
problem.
dig in there.
Some guys that you like, you may not like.
I know.
That's the
Exactly.
problem.
Right.
It's the problem with social media. There's like some athletes you go, I'd rather know less.
Well, yeah, it's like Phil Mickelson. I used to be
Mhm.
the biggest Phil Mickelson fan. Now, I'm maybe a third of what I was.
Yeah, I was a big Mickelson honk as well.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to get to, Harry?
No, I think that's about it.
I got a text here from Raider Frank. He says, bro, you totally fucked me up with this Odgees podcast notification this late in the day. Surely it was Harry's fault. Hashtag, jeez.
Yes, he knows me well.
Gotta keep him on his toes.
It was my fault. Oh, I got the guitar restrung. I got it all tuned up. Took it in. They looked at the neck and made sure everything's, they do like a whole thing.
Yeah,
over
they
there
tune it up again.
at
Yeah.
Guitar Center. Yeah, it cost me $100. And I got
Okay, so-
nice new strings on it. And I had it out the other day.
You got the 11s on there, Harry? The 11 gauge?
Yeah, 11 gauge. They're
Mediums?
okay. Maybe I might want to go down to 10.
Yeah, it's a little better on the fingers for you. You haven't played in a while. What
Yeah.
kind of acoustic is this?
It's a Gibson. Oh, the guys over
Cool.
there at the store were raving about it. They're like,
Is that right?
oh, you're the guy that has the one with the star inlays? I'm like, yeah, that's mine. Oh, we were all digging on that guitar, like all those guys were talking about it. Yeah,
Wow.
you don't see this guitar. In fact, maybe I'll go get it. Hold on.
Yeah, I want to see this thing with the star inlays. I'm a big inlay fan, and you don't see many acoustic Gibsons, and more of an electric. I'm a big Gibson guy, hence the SG behind me and the Les Paul to my right. Oh, you can't see it. Let me see if I move in the right. There's the Les Paul, the black one. But Harry's breaking it out right now, getting back. It's never too late, Harry, to get back in. Oh wow. That's a beauty. I love this guitar. It's
All
a
right, you
nice
got me?
Carina color
Yeah, it's
with a
like
cutaway.
That's maple, and it's a nice
Mhm.
cutaway, right?
Yeah.
And then you see, like in here with the frets, these are stars.
Oh wow.
There's like a pearl inlay star thing all the way up the neck.
Let me see the
And in
headstock
here.
there, Harry.
Yeah.
Nice. That is an absolute beauty.
Yeah, it's called a Starburst. I bought this back in I want to say 95.
Mm-hmm.
I've had it for 30 years, and I looked it up. It's worth about $2,000 to $3,000 now.
No shit.
Yeah, I paid for like $600 for it or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've been picking on it a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. It was doing
Coming
really
back to you a
well.
little bit?
A little bit. It's funny how it comes back. Like at first you act like you've never picked up an instrument before, and then 20 minutes later it starts to
Muscle memory.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was, just doing some Tom Petty stuff and simple stuff.
Yeah, a little
But-
4-chord 4/4 progression of Tom Petty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's I'm glad that you picked it up, Harry. It's very
Yeah.
therapeutic, and
It
there
is.
goes the guitar you just dropped.
Yeah, I just broke it. No.
Yeah,
kidding.
it's definitely. Now, are you in a standard E tuning, Harry, or did you go with a dadgad?
Well, I mean, I will be able to do that because I'll just look it up on YouTube and
Yep.
change it. But it's a standard tuning.
Yeah, you may get to send you some tablature for the Rain song, which is in dadgad.
Oh yeah.
Led Zeppelin, which is one of those great instrumental melodies. So
Yeah.
great job on that. We'll
Yeah.
have to get you and Tommy Conwell to pick a few tunes coming up here on the program.
Right. Yeah. It's still worth $3,000, Joey B. It's fine. Everything's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, nothing broken.
No.
All right, that's going to put a wrap on this one, Harry. Episode
Yep.
48 in the bag. Everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you leave us those 5-star rating and reviews. If you're one of the commenters during this program and you have not left a rating and review, I will block you on the commenting until you do. So damn it, do it. Spread the word.
We'll read them next week.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
do exactly that. And we'll be back next week. Have a great week, Harry.
See ya.